things to watch for tonight in President Trump's first State of the Union?
Well, first, how well he delivers the speech, whether he stays to the speech that's on the teleprompter and doesn't veer off and riff a little bit, as it were. And I'll also be interested in the reaction of the Democrats in the House tonight, whether they sit on their hands or they're more vociferous. Kind of the mood in the chambers will be interesting to watch. When you're in those chambers, it's electric, and it's electric around the city. So it'll be interesting to see whether that transfers into the chambers tonight.
What are you expecting to actually hear from him? One of the things that we're hearing is that he is going to propose a massive, I believe, $1.7 trillion infrastructure bill. Yeah, infrastructure is going to be huge. I think he's going to talk about his successes to date on the domestic side. I think he's going to obviously cover the international situation, our need to build the military. There'll be some traditional themes, and we'll see whether, as I say, he decides to veer off. Another key topic, of course, is immigration. What do you think the president's message will be tonight? Where does he want to go with immigration? I think he wants to have a generally positive message from the standpoint that he loves all people, and he wants a resolution to DACA. I think he's going to say, quote unquote, all the right things about that. Well, actually, we are hearing a little excerpt of what he's going to say when it comes to immigration. We're going to put it up on the screen for you. It says, "Tonight, I am extending an open hand to work with members of both parties, Democrats and Republicans, to protect our citizens of every background, color, and creed." He seems to be saying the right things, but in practical terms, will that have an impact? Well, that's always the rub. You know, it's one thing to give a speech. It's another to see that carried out by the White House and the Congress and the Republicans in Congress. We've seen fits and starts on all these things. But the first State of the Union is always a very interesting one to watch because it sort of sets the theme for the next year and coming years. Press Secretary Sarah Sanders said today that tonight's address will be a personal appeal for unity, that the president will directly reach out to try to appeal to Democrats. Do you really think this will help bring the two sides? There's been so much divisiveness closer together. Yeah, Julie, there has been, and some of the commentary by Democrats in the run-up to the speech today, some of it's been a little tough on the president. But perhaps he can hit the old reset button and get people working together again in Washington. What are your thoughts on the members of Congress who will be boycotting tonight? I believe one of them, Maxine Waters, is quoted as saying something to the effect of, "Why would I want to listen to the president get up there and just lie?" Yeah, well, you know, not a counter, but historically, people have disagreed with the president. But most of those people end up in the chambers out of respect for the office of the presidency. You don't necessarily have to like the person, but you're respecting the traditions of the Congress of the United States. You know, back in the beginning of our republic, most of those messages were just sent in as written documents. Only in the last few years has it become this giant show. All right, well, we will have much more on all of this coming up a little bit later. Absolutely. As the State of the Union gets underway at 6 o'clock. It'll be right here.